Got a replay here from myself versus Scarbrand on Lizardmen and the Chaos Dwarfs. Lizardmen, I have the buffed Pak cohort. That's about it on the buffed side. For Scarbrand, he's using a lot of buffed Chaos Dwarf units. Bull Centaur renders are cheaper, and then all of his Chaos Dwarves, his ranged and his melee ones, have increased HP. For the Lizardmen, I worried about heavy infantry, so took Mazda Mundi, the best Lizardman lord for dealing with heavy infantry. Brought Comet of Cassandora, and then his Bound, Ruination of Cities, and Banishment. And I did bring a little heal, because healing is always good. Pak cohort with their devastating flanker buff, put them in the trees, and they are going to sneak up on my opponent. Front line of Red Crested Skinks, Frenzy, high damage, and armor piercing, very good against Chaos Dwarves. We have 2 Feral Bastildons for cheap terror and armor piercing anti-infantry, and then a bunch of Cold One Riders, basic, with another Cold One Spear Rider on the left flank. We do have a Chameleon Skink and a Skink Skirmisher for a little bit of poking against this aerial bull mount. For my opponent, Burning Head is his only spell on his Sorcerer Prophet of Fire. Does have his little Chalice of Healing whenever I cast a spell. Goblin Laborer frontline backed up by Chaos Dwarf Warriors, 2 Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses, 2 Infernal Guard Fireglaves, and 2 Bull Centaur Renders with great weapons. Sorcerer Prophet's going to land into my Skinks. A lot of little poison darts will try and make him regret that decision, so he is going to retreat back up into the sky, while the blunderbusses are having a bit of trouble with the hilly map, truly getting a good bead on my forces as we advance up through the trench. So the trench keeping us a little bit safer, but once we are out in the open, it's pretty tough to stay alive against these blunderbusses ripping into my Red Crested Skinks. Pak cohort move up into the forest, but they're waiting for a good rear charge on one of those expensive Bull Centaur renders, if I can get it. Ruination of Cities is out from Mazda Mundi, and we hope it goes back into the enemy forces. It goes mostly into my own forces, so a bit of friendly fire there. That is unfortunate as my Cold One Riders are moving in to deal with the Bull Centaur renders. First Comet is coming down. The Infernal Guard with Fireglaves attempt to dodge, and the long cast time means they do dodge, and another friendly fire in onto the Cold One Riders for me, unfortunately. Cold One Spear Riders getting wrecked by Bull Centaur Renders. Meanwhile, the basic Cold One Riders are fighting against Chaos Dwarf Warriors for a while. Now we have a Banishment out, and again, Scarbrand is on top of dodging it. Starts to move away. My Skinks are chasing after him, and it does come back towards both units. And it's getting good damage on both of us, and I think that's about an even trade. Murders one of my Red Crested Skinks, but did a lot of damage to his blunderbuss as well, and even goes into other Chaos Dwarf Warriors. So that Banishment killed everybody, regardless of team. Pak cohort have come out of the woods, shattered off a retreating infantry unit, and now they're moving around. Try and get a rear charge on something. Really want to get that devastating flank out as these Bull Centaur renders, plus a Burning Head, kill off some of my troops, but I do get the Infernal Guard Fireglaive I came here for. And now Mazda is the target of these Infernal Guard Fireglaves, but we do have a Feral Bastildon annoying them, and another Comet makes them want to dodge. Bull Centaur renders about half HP after fighting off my Cold One Spear Riders. Now they're fighting regular Cold One Riders. Again, great dodging from Scarbrand. Has dodged a lot of my spells that were coming his way. The Pak cohort, you have yet to find a real fight, but this looks like finally their time. Bull Centaur Renders held in place by their Cold One Rider brothers. Now the Pak cohort going to charge in. Rear charge onto them getting 64 charge bonus instead of the regular 32. And that should be the death of those Bull Centaur Renders over there, as Mazda Mundi continues to run away from the Bull, who is right after him. I do have Chameleon Skinks trying to peel a little bit. Mazda Mundi keeps healing himself when possible. Now he is on fire, so he only gets half that healing. But I need the healing, so too bad. Elsewhere, Bastillodons are disrupting all the shooting units. The Chaos Dwarfs who routed off some blunderbusses, got Fireglaves to keep retreating, but Bull Centaur Renders have had enough of our shenanigans. Are coming to deal with us. Mazda Mundi does rout, but I have Cold One Cavalry nearby, and their mass Velociraptor bodies should be able to save Mazda from the threat of a giant bull, and could get him to safety, as Pak cohort's little ambush onto these Bull Centaur Renders did kill them off entirely. Now they are moving on. Bounce power is in the Chaos Dwarf's favor. The Mazda Mundi is almost dead, and the Sorcerer Prophet of Fire is full HP. Sorcerer Prophet of Fire is in a bad situation, getting chased down by my armor-piercing Cold One Riders, while Mazda Mundi is retreating to safety, where he can heal himself up, so I think that bounce power is a little fraudulent right now. But concerning is concerning. We have some wounded Cold One Riders busy chasing off Bull Centaur Renders and some of the more expensive Chaos Dwarf weapons teams, making sure they don't come back, because that could be a bit of a disaster. And Scarbrand is really trying to keep his last Infernal Guard Fireglaive alive, but I am keeping after it with my Cold One Riders and Bastillodons. Big Velociraptor surround onto the Flaming Bull Lord. He's having a hard time getting out of here, has to fight his way out with his Bull Centaur Renders, and his HP is getting very low. His heal cap has even appeared, and Mazda is back. I immediately used the Shield of the Old Ones to give him a bit of leadership. just to make sure he didn't rout again, and then get him a heal. In comes a Ruination of Cities. Very unlucky directionality there. Just hit some Chaos Dwarf Warriors. Didn't come back at all for the Infernal Guard Fireglaves, but my spells have not been on my side this game. I will throw Banishment directly on top of the Infernal Guard, and it cannot miss this time. It will do a little bit of friendly fire to some of my Cold Wind Riders, but not nearly as much because they're low on model counts. They don't take that much damage. And finally, one of our spells went our way. Thank you, spells. Mazda's still trying to run away from this Bull Centaur Lord, who now all of a sudden our balance power is way in our favor, so that swung heavily in the last little bit. Bull Centaur Lord, not Bull Centaur Lord, Bale Taurus Lord. Great breath attack on the Paco Pac cohort, get them routing off. The Bull Centaur Renders barely hanging on to leadership for now, down to 4 models, fighting both of my Bastillodons. And the last of my couple Cold Wind Riders who's cold-blooded is keeping them in the fight for now. Terror out from the Bull Centaur Renders, routing away the Goblin Laborers. Now it is just 2 Feral Bastillodons trying to protect Mazda Mundi, who continues to run away from the Flaming Bull Lord. Still routing off weapons teams in the distance. Getting a couple troops back here and there, but my HP is very, very, very low as I try and make sure these Infernal Guard keep running away. Mazda retreats back to his 2 bodyguards as the Feral Bastillodons ominously swing their clubbed tails towards the Bale Taurus Lord. But the Bale Taurus Lord, not to be deterred, knows the only way he can win this game is killing Mazda Mundi, so he is back after it. More damage onto Mazda, another shield, the old one's down. I'm trying to get back to my Bastillodons as they turn around slowly, but they are going to get a rear charge onto the Bull Centaur Lord. I keep saying Bull Centaur Lord, it's Bale Taurus Lord. Ugh, everything's a bull something. Now, Cold Wind Riders also surrounding him, locking him in place so that my 2 little Bastillodons can get good damage out. Burning Head takes care of some of my Red Crested Skinks, and even it is going to tickle my Cold Wind Riders, applying the leadership debuff and getting them out of here. And it'll set Mazda Mundi on fire just as I was throwing a heal on him. So again, that healing is reduced by half. Bale Taurus Lord gets away from the double Bastillodons, charges back into Mazda, gets a big hit. I keep trying to retreat. It looks like it's not going to work, so I do just finally stop and at least attack him with Mazda a little bit, hold him in place, as I know I am doomed. Bale Taurus Lord is also very low, and he will not get any more healing off of Mazda since Mazda has died. The double Bastillodons rout him, terror out away all of the forces nearby, and secure us a victory, despite the Slan's death. $2,000 value on Mazda Mundi. Red Crested Skinks overall did fine. Chameleon Skinks and my other Skink Skirmishers did fine. Cold Wind Riders did nicely. My double Bastillodons did their jobs. Very good game from Scarbrand. His dodging was all over the place. Couldn't let me land any spells except for 1 or 2 banishments here and there. And then Friendly Fire was a bit of a pain. His Bull Centaur Renders did admirably. His Bale Taurus Lord did most of the work. GG.
Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.